Happy Vlogmas Day 8, friends, and today we are going to be talking about imposter syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of what imposter syndrome is, and I'm going to read the definition because I think it's important. It is the psychological occurrence in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments. Now, I have literally always thought of imposter syndrome as something specifically in like my career or, jobs and things like that. I have never thought of having imposter syndrome in like my health journey, and this week I kind of had a realization that I think I've got a bit of the imposter syndrome. I have felt imposter syndrome before. Again, like I said, in careers. I was a physical therapist assistant for years, and I literally felt like I had no idea what I was doing the entire time. Even though everybody I worked with was always telling me differently, I just didn't think I was good enough and, things like that. But more recently, I had the realization that I have got some pretty big imposter syndrome when it comes to my health journey in general. So just to kind of set the scene a little bit, in August of this year, I went to a conference, and it was like a health conference, but also had a lot of keto things around it. There was many wonderful people there, and I truly, truly enjoyed it. However, I felt so out of place as a creator in this space because I am a creator. I share my journey. I try to help people along this journey, and I do it in a very different way than what most people do, because if you've followed me for any amount of time, you've seen that my journey has not been this huge, just one straight success. I've had a lot of ups and downs along my way. And a lot of the people that spoke at this event were ripped women. Like, they're just gnarly muscles, like they do competitions, and like it really messed with my head because they are women who are huge in this space, and I didn't see myself represented on that stage. And I didn't realize how much it bothered me until a few weeks after the conference. And I just kind of told my boyfriend, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing in this space anymore. I don't know why I'm sharing what I'm sharing, because I've been doing this for 2 years and I look nothing like them. Like that's my brain was putting them as the gold standard, when in reality that wasn't the case at all, and that wasn't their mission at all. It was completely my own mind, my own psyche, kind of messing with myself. So it's taken me a little bit to get back out of that, because that really did set me back for a while. Like I said, it was in August, and I completely stopped my health journey, like basically stopped caring after that conference, which literally makes no sense because I was supposed to be like super motivated and all of the things, but I literally let my imposter syndrome and my comparison of myself to those, wonderful, amazing people, I just self-sabotaged, you know what I mean? Like it didn't hurt anybody else other than me. It's also really hard just in our everyday life, right? We are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, and you see these beautifully aesthetic workouts, these beautifully aesthetic smoothies and foods and dinners, and people making this huge progress, and it is so easy to get into this comparison, and then you start to get that imposter syndrome, like, I can't do this, why am I even trying, because I will never be to that level, why am I even doing this, you know what I mean? So first off, realizing that social media is always a big highlight reel, right? It's always people showing their best, and I try to show everything, but still, you can't show absolutely everything, and I try to be as vulnerable as possible, but I know that there are times where I try to make things look aesthetic, because who doesn't like aesthetic things, you know what I mean? But it is hard to get into that social media scroll and then start to get comparison and start to get the imposter syndrome of like, why am I even trying? I can't do this. I don't have the skill. My accomplishments aren't enough. I don't have the six-pack abs and muscles, even though that's never been my goal. You know what I mean? So it's very real for all of us to deal with imposter syndrome, and it's no different in your health journey, in your weight loss journey. It's going to happen whether you recognize that it's imposter syndrome or not. So I want to give you guys some tips on how I have been not necessarily like stopping the imposter syndrome, but trying to overcome it. The first thing is I have stopped following a lot of people on weight loss journeys. That might sound counterintuitive, but if I'm watching somebody lose weight and do super amazing, I'm always cheering people on. I want everyone to do their absolute best. You know, I have to protect my own energy too. So I don't follow a lot of YouTubers who are in my space because I can't. I can't. My mind will start to spiral and I'll start to think of things. It's just, I can't do it. So I've stopped following a lot of people. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not like cheering them on. I just need to protect my little noggin. And that's one thing that has absolutely helped me a lot. Second thing I've started to do is if I'm catching myself in those moments of doubting myself, I try to come back to a neutral thought instead of having so many negative thoughts. I will try to come back to a neutral thought and be like, yes, that person has these results in this amount of time. However, you also are working on X, Y, and Z. That person has their own stuff. You have your own stuff. So I just try to talk to myself and be like, let's rationalize why you're feeling this way, because it is normal to feel this way. However, you need to realize that you yourself are on your own journey. The third thing is basically realizing what my goals are. My goals are not to be in a competition, like a body composition competition. My goals are to prevent type 2 diabetes, be happy in my body and my weight. My goals have never been other people's goals. I've never had the same goals as other people. So therefore, my journey will not be like other people's. So I always have to kind of come back to, all right, what are your goals? Like, you are trying to prevent type 2 diabetes. You are insulin resistant. You can't do some of the things that other people can. And it is truly helpful when I center myself back to me. I try to focus on me and what is special about me and what is important about me and what is different about me. So if you're finding yourself in those moments of having that imposter syndrome, trying to recenter and be a little selfish in that moment and talk yourself up and give yourself a pep talk, I mean, that's one of the most helpful things that I can do, is just talk myself up. And it's not easy and it does not come naturally and it feels real awkward, but it is helpful. But yeah, now that I'm looking back, it's been 4 months since that conference. I look back and I'm like, you are absolutely ridiculous. You literally let your own mind trick you into falling off of all of your goals. That's literally what you did, because you saw somebody and couldn't put yourself in that position, and then you completely fell off. And it's ridiculous. Looking back, it is absolutely ridiculous and stupid of me. And I never posted those, like that vlog, that conference. I filmed so much of it. I never posted it because of that reason, because I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. I don't know why I'm trying to lose weight. I don't know why I'm sharing this. Nobody cares. I'm never going to look like that. I'm never going to have those workouts that they do. Like, why would anybody care about me? And why am I caring about me if that's not what I'm going to look like? Dumb. Just very dumb. So I learned my lesson, and yeah, imposter syndrome can hit you in any way, shape, or form in your health journey, in your career. I had no idea until it freaking happened. So anyways, I hope that this helped you in some way, shape, or form. I know that once I realized what it was and what I was doing to my own self, I snapped out of it pretty quick. Don't let it derail your goals, because you are so much more than you think you are, and you are capable of absolutely amazing things. And don't talk yourself out of it, because that is the number one person who is going to derail you, is your own self. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 9. Bye.